Welcome to the Sunday Gardener. Today we're looking at growing sweet peas and some tips on how to keep your sweet peas flowering and also how to get a good display with straight stems and the plant growing up the trellis. As you can see here, this plant has collapsed over, and this is all about how the plant grows and the tendrils. These here are the tendrils on sweet peas. I'm going to look at them in close-up in a minute, but they look as if they might help the sweet pea to cling and climb. But in fact what they do is they cause it to become distorted, to bunch, to twist, and they actually spoil the appearance of the sweet pea and of the stems. And that's what's happened here, because the tendrils have pulled the plant over. Because if you can imagine, the tendrils come off the plant wants to keep on growing, the tendril holds it back and causes it to turn over. So we're just going to zoom in and look at these tendrils in more detail. So here is a close-up on the tendrils. You can see here, this is two plants that have grown together, linking these tendrils together. And whilst they look like they're helpful, supporting them, what they're in fact doing is pulling both of these pieces of sweet pea down. So instead of growing up, they're being pulled down by the tendrils. So what I'm going to do now is cut all the tendrils off the sweet pea and then train it back up the framework. And this is something that you need to do regularly with sweet peas to get them to grow straight, to grow up the framework, to have good straight stems and to look attractive. So what you do is you cut the tendrils off, and as you can see, it immediately releases the plant and you'll be able to train it back up the framework. So this is a tendril on a sweet pea, and you can see that it's hooked onto the framework, but what will happen is that the sweet pea will try to carry on growing and this tendril will fix it, and eventually the sweet pea will be forced to bend over because it's anchored by the tendril. So it's very important that you get rid of all the tendrils wherever they appear, and then you just need to actually train the plant back in, not using the tendrils for support but just training it in. The other very important thing about sweet peas is the more you pick, the more you get. So where you've got faded blooms, it's very important to deadhead sweet peas. Take all the seed pods off, because that will keep this sweet pea blooming and blooming all summer. If you don't take the spent flowers off, it will eventually stop flowering. And sweet peas will flower for a long time, right up till October, if you keep deadheading them. So pick them for your vases and deadhead any dead ones, and you will have sweet peas in flower for months.